Nate's Picks.
What's up, everyone? This is Nate, and welcome back to another Blu Ray Collection video. This is episode number something 6. This is episode number 6. All the rest, part 3. So this is where I'm just going through the rest of my regular plastic-cased Blu-rays. Before we get to all the steelbooks and stuff, we got to get through the rest of these. So we're going to get through another set of movies here. So let's get it started. First up, wow, what a way to start it. The Invasion. This is basically a soft remake of The Invasion of the Body Snatchers starring Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig. No one has seen this movie because it's just below average. But I like the cast, and I remember when I watched it, I thought it was pretty good. So I think I paid like $3 for this. Worth it for $3. I'm not going to complain. Next, Martin Scorsese's Mean Streets. This is a lesser-known Scorsese movie, or lesser seen, really. Harvey Keitel, Robert De Niro. It's good. It's not his best. He got much better after this, but it's solid. Live by Night. This is a Ben Affleck directed movie, starring Ben Affleck as well. This is the last movie he directed. He hasn't done anything since. This came right after Argo, and Argo was so great. This was good. I think it was good, but definitely not as good as his first 2 movies. All right, I got a 4-pack. Oh, wow. Bonus movies. So, 4-pack, Wedding Crashers, Horrible Bosses, Hall Pass, Dumb and Dumber. I like 3 of these movies. I do not like Hall Pass. It is on here because it kind of fits in with these type of movies. I love Dumb and Dumber. It's my favorite comedy of all time. I really liked Horrible Bosses. I thought it was really good. And I like Wedding Crashers, even if it hasn't aged well, but it's still funny. But Hall Pass, I never liked. But when you buy a 4-pack, you know, you're kind of stuck with what comes in there. I got a 3-pack. Body of Lies. This is a Ridley Scott movie. Edge of Darkness, starring Mel Gibson. And Pride and Glory, starring Colin Farrell and Edward Norton. I like all 3 of these movies. Again, Ridley Scott directed the first one. Edge of Darkness was directed by Martin Campbell. He did Casino Royale. He did The Mask of Zorro. But he also did Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds. This is much better than Green Lantern, trust me. And then Gavin O'Connor directed Pride and Glory. Yeah, they're all 3 good. I like all 3 of those. Those are like kind of, well, Body of Lies is like a spy movie, but the other 2 are like hard-edged cop movies. Really good. A personal favorite of mine, Demolition Man. Wesley Snipes, Sylvester Stallone, Sandra Bullock, Benjamin Bratt. This movie, it makes me laugh. It's hilarious, first of all. The whole premise is ridiculous. The action scenes are... Wesley Snipes is so over the top in this. It doesn't get more over the top. Simon Phoenix, even his name is like, what is that name? But I love this movie. Absolutely love that movie. Point Break, the original Fast and Furious. Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze, Fast and Furious stole this storyline and just updated it to race cars instead of extreme sports and surfing. This one's actually better. I love the Fast and Furious franchise. This is better than the Fast and Furious, the first movie. Plus Keanu Reeves plays a guy named Johnny Utah. You can't beat it. Outbreak. This is a good movie. I mean, it has a really good cast. Dustin Hoffman is in this. Donald Sutherland, Morgan Freeman, Rene Russo, Cuba Gooding Jr., a monkey. This is a really good movie about a outbreak of a disease. Wow, what a time, right? I think this like shot up the charts as one of the most like watched movies when the whole COVID thing started. It's good. There's better movies than it, but it's fine. This is a super underrated movie, Running Scared, starring Paul Walker. I personally think that this is his best acting he's ever done. And I don't think many people would argue with me if they've seen it, but a lot of people haven't seen it. It's a really dark movie, really gritty, but really, really, really good like cop movie. Blood Diamond, Leonardo DiCaprio is amazing in this. He plays an African. He does an African accent, and it's actually really good. Jaimin Hunsu also, Jennifer Connelly. Yeah, really good movie. I enjoyed that one. I'll do these together. I have Ocean's 11, and I have Ocean's 13. I do not have Ocean's 12 because I did not like Ocean's 12. So, if I would have bought a box set, then I would have had Ocean's 12. But I bought these separate. I love Ocean's 11. And I really I think Ocean's 13 is close to it. Same tones. They're in Vegas again. That second one, they're like in Europe or something. Like it just didn't work for me. But Ocean's 11 is like a modern classic. Okay, a horror movie, House of Wax. Now, House of Wax A lot of people crap on it. It's a remake of an old Vincent Price movie that I've never seen, but I like it. I think it's good. It's very of its time because Paris Hilton is in this, so I think that's why a lot of people hate it. And Chad Michael Murray from CW, or what was the show, One Tree Hill, is in this. But I always liked it. I think it's a pretty good, slasher movie. Taking Lives. This is Angelina Jolie and Ethan Hawke. This is like a killer movie, like a serial killer movie. It's a little standard, but Angelina Jolie's in it, so I have it. It's okay. Another Christopher Lee Dracula movie. Hammer Film. Taste the Blood of Dracula. Haven't seen it. I'm going to be watching all of these during my 31 Days of Horror, but looking forward to seeing this one. It's a Dracula movie. I mean, it's rated R, so that should be fun. A 1960s movie, and I guess they resubmitted it for rating, and it's R. Can't wait. Okay, another Hitchcock movie that I haven't seen yet. Strangers on a Train. I watched a list not that long ago of like the top 10 Hitchcock movies or whatever, and they had this one on there, and I've seen all the other ones that were on the list. I haven't seen this one yet, so I was like, I gotta see that, and I bought it, so I'm looking forward to checking that one out. Denzel Washington, Training Day. This movie's great. Well, he's great in it. I think the movie's good, but I think he's great in it. Obviously, he won an Academy Award for Best Actor, and deservedly so. That movie's great. This movie's okay. Unknown. This stars Liam Neeson. It's Jaum directed it. One of my favorite directors, Jaum. His name is not Jaum, but it's spelled Jaum. It's like Jaume or something. But if you listen to the podcast, you know I call him Jaum. He's a fine director. He makes some fun flicks. This one, it's okay. It fits in with his filmography, but it's just okay. Okay, now this is one of my favorites. I absolutely love this movie. I've seen it a million times. I can quote the dialogue. Twister, Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Carrie Elwes, the other lady, Jamie Gertz. I love this movie. It's terrific. I don't care what anyone says. And I don't know anyone who doesn't really like it, honestly. It's great. Jan de Bont directed it. Like, he had Speed and then Twister. What a 1-2 punch. It's fantastic. Argo. Now, this was the other movie I was saying Ben Affleck directed. This won Best Picture at the Oscars that year. And he was snubbed because it won Best Picture and he wasn't even nominated for Best Director. So the disrespect was laid on thick that year. But this movie's really, really good. Good thriller. Really tense, especially the end. And then Christopher Nolan's movie that no one knows Christopher Nolan made, Insomnia. So this stars Al Pacino and Robin Williams and Hilary Swank. And this came after Memento and before The Dark Knight. So this was the movie he made in between those two. And it is underrated because no one has seen it. It's a good, really good thriller set in Alaska. So it's like where the sun doesn't go down. So Al Pacino starts kind of going crazy. And Robin Williams is super creepy in this. It's really good. Okay, these next bunch of movies are all from, they were all released by a group called Kino Lorber. So what they do is they kind of pick up these movies that are not super well known, or like movies that big studios don't want to release on Blu-ray. Kino Lorber gets them and they release them. So I have not seen a good amount of these, but I'm looking forward to watching all of them. 3 of these are pretty famous movies. The rest of them are like lesser known, but we'll talk about it when we get there. Okay, so let's start with the ones that a lot of people have seen. So I just got these recently actually. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, A Fistful of Dollars, and For a Few Dollars More. So these are all Sergio Leone, the spaghetti western starring Clint Eastwood. These are remakes. I don't think The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but these 2 are remakes of those Criterion movies I was telling you about from Akira Kurosawa. These are like the English language version. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing all these westerns. I haven't watched any of them, but I've heard nothing but good things about all of them. So yeah, I'll be checking these out soon. All right, now the rest of these, except one, are like less famous. I just reviewed this, The Outlaw. I actually reviewed this last night. Well, by the time you watch this, it'll be like a couple weeks ago, but it's on my Instagram. This stars Jane Russell. I got this after I watched Underwater, and I was like, I love Jane Russell. What else is she in? And I saw Kino had this. It's interesting because it was directed by Howard Hughes. I think he only directed like 2 movies because then he got really weird and crazy. But it's very controversial. This movie's very controversial, and I looked it up why. And it got delayed 2 years because of too much cleavage. So this is in 1941 that they made it, and it didn't get released until 1943. 2 years because they wanted them to cut out cleavage scenes. And trust me, I watched it. Very mild. I mean, this version I read like has some of that stuff restored. It didn't matter. There's nothing. By today's standards, this is tame. But at the time, it was very controversial. And it was a pretty good movie. I liked it. All right, I recently watched this one as well, Billy Bathgate. This stars Dustin Hoffman, Nicole Kidman, Bruce Willis, Steve Buscemi. It's okay. It's the main guy, Billy Bathgate. That actor is named Lauren Dean. He's boring. He's not an interesting character. The best character is Dustin Hoffman's character, and he's not like... He's in it a lot, but he's not the main focus. So, I don't know. I thought the movie was okay. Next is Malice. This stars Nicole Kidman, Alec Baldwin, Bill Pullman. Yeah, I've seen this movie. It was good. So I'm a big fan of 90s films. I grew up in the 90s. I love 90s films. I love 90s thrillers. I love action movies from the 90s, comedies, everything. So this is 1993. It feels like a 90s kind of thriller, but I'm into that. So it was pretty solid. And you're going to see a lot of these Kino movies are 90s movies. So next is another one, The Crucible, 1996. Daniel Day-Lewis, Winona Ryder. I watched this in school. And it's about the Salem witch trials. And it's good. I like this movie. Daniel Day-Lewis is always reliable, so that's a good watch. Clockers, Spike Lee movie. This is from 1995. Stars Keith David, Mekhi Phifer, John Turturro is in this. Harvey Keitel. Great cast. Haven't seen it yet, but definitely looking forward to checking it out. Delroy Lindo. So another 90s movie there. Play It to the Bone, 1999. Antonio Banderas, Woody Harrelson. Haven't seen this one yet either, but again, Kino did a big sale on their website, and I think I paid $4 for like almost all these movies. So I bought them in a couple of increments, and I'm getting 5 for $20. That's pretty good. The Interpreter, Nicole Kidman, Sean Penn. This one's directed by Sidney Pollack. You know what? I haven't watched it in a long time. I remember when I watched it, I didn't really like it, but I did watch it in 2005 when it came out, and I was only 18. I don't know I feel like I might appreciate this more now as an adult. We'll see. Now, The Scarlet Letter. Another one that I think we read this when I was in high school. 1995, Demi Moore and Gary Oldman. So I was like, a 90s movie with Gary Oldman that I've read. I don't think I've ever watched this movie, but I'm looking forward to checking it out. Okay, Bad Company. This I got because it was a 1995 movie, and it starred Lawrence Fishburne, who I really like, and Ellen Barkin, who I think is pretty good, and Frank Langella. So a lot of these, even though I haven't seen them, I went based off of like when they were released, and I read the cast list, and I said, if that sounds like something I might like, I picked it up. So haven't seen it yet, but gonna be watching that. The Marrying Man. I have no idea what this is, but it has Kim Basinger and Alec Baldwin. So looking forward to checking that. 1991. Might be good. It looks like a comedy. Look at that cast. Elizabeth Shue, Paul Reiser, Armand Assante, Robert Loggia. You can't beat this. This is going to be probably not that good, but I'm still going to watch it. We'll see. All right. This is a Sidney Lumet movie. So I saw Sidney Lumet, 1992, A Stranger Among Us. Look at that title. I mean, look at that cover. This stars Melanie Griffith. It looks like a TV show, to be honest. This cover does. But knowing that Sidney Lumet was involved, I have a good feeling about it that I might enjoy it. Playing God, 1997. This stars Angelina Jolie, David Duchovny. Yeah, I've never seen it. Timothy Hutton, he's a weirdo. He looks like a weirdo. Here he is. Yeah, but again, I'm a big Jolie fan, so I picked that one up. Holy Man. Now, I'll be honest. I have seen this movie. It's not particularly good. I also somehow really like it. It has Eddie Murphy. Obviously, Jeff Goldblum is in this. Kelly Preston is in this. And it's a comedy, but it's not like a typical Eddie Murphy role. Yeah, I don't know. I like this movie, but again, it's not very good, but I still like it. Bobby Joe and the Outlaw. This is Linda Carter, who you know from Wonder Woman, the old TV show in the 70s. This is a 70s movie. I just got this recently because it was on sale. It's from 1970. I don't know. It looks kind of good. I'm trying to get into like older movies and more obscure stuff, so I'll be checking that one out soon. Now, this is one of the only other ones that I have seen, and I know Hannibal. And this is Kino's only 4K. So I got this on 4K, and it was like $10, I think, which for 4K is great because 4Ks are like 25 and up usually. So this is the sequel, of course, to Silence of the Lambs. Anthony Hopkins, looking forward to checking that one out. New York Stories. So I grabbed this one because these are 3 short films, and they are directed by Woody Allen, Martin Scorsese, and Francis Ford Coppola. So, and they're set in New York, all 3. I was like, I must get this. I mean, I've never seen these movies, so looking forward to checking that one out. Now, this is a childhood favorite. I watched it not that long ago, and it's not great, but I still loved it. Camp Nowhere, starring Christopher Lloyd. Yeah, Andrew Keegan, a 90s heartthrob. This is from 1994. I had this on tape. Bunch of kids get together and make their own summer camp. They basically lie to their parents, steal their money, and make their own summer camp. It's great. This is childhood wish fulfillment at its finest. Macaulay Culkin in The Good Son. So this was a movie, it came out in 93. I want to say I saw it in 93. That would mean I was 6. And creeped me out because, you know, me and my sister, we knew Home Alone and stuff. And Macaulay Culkin plays this bad little kid who, like, does a lot of bad stuff. And Elijah Wood is in this, and he's also a little kid. So you got some good young actors. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I picked it up anyway because I was like, I remember that movie. All right, I just recently watched and reviewed this, The Tie That Binds. I like The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. This is from the same, like, it's in the same vein. I believe it's like the same, yeah, same producers. Not as good as The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. This movie's too over the top. No, it's just not as good. It's, but it was only $4. The Rich Man's Wife, starring Halle Berry. Now, I had never seen this. This is a 1996 movie. I recently reviewed it as well. I liked it. I actually liked it. It's not great, but it hit that 1990s, mid-90s thriller. Like, it scratched that itch for me. So, yeah, it was actually pretty good. Mulholland Falls. Yeah, I did this one on the podcast as well. Great cast. Like, Nick Nolte is in this. Look, Michael Madsen, Treat Williams, Christopher Penn, Jennifer Connelly. Great cast. Okay movie. It's not terrible, but it's okay. 8 Million Ways to Die, starring Jeff Bridges, Patricia Arquette, Andy Garcia. This movie was a good time. I really liked it. Not the best movie I've ever seen or anything, but it was actually a pretty good time. This is from the 80s. And then last of these Kino Lorber movies, Deep Rising. This movie's awesome. So I recently reviewed this. Famke Janssen is in it. Treat Williams, Jaimin Hunsu. This was directed by Steven Sommers, who's done a bunch of movies with too much CGI. This one has too much CGI, but also it's awesome. It's a monster on a cruise ship just eating people. And it's over the top, and it's bad but good, if that makes any sense. It's bad. This is like this is a Nate movie all the way. So Deep Rising, if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. All right, next up, we got a couple of movies I really enjoy. Blade 2. The first Blade, I saw it for the first time in middle school. Loved it, super bloody. Blade 2, Guillermo del Toro. I think it's better than the first movie, but yeah, I quite enjoyed both of those. So that's Blade 1 and Blade 2. Then I have The Godfather, the complete collection. And this is the Coppola restoration. Now, I think they just did some work on the prints or whatever. They look great on Blu-ray. Godfather 1 and 2, stone cold classics. Godfather 3. There you go. Godfather 3. Like, it's okay. Moon. Super slept on movie. Really good. Sam Rockwell is in it. He's terrific in it. And Duncan Jones directed it. This kind of put him on the map. He never quite took off as good as I thought he would, but I enjoyed, you know, most of his movies so far, but this one is probably his best one. Really good sci-fi film. Pineapple Express. I saw this in a double feature at the theater with this and Tropic Thunder, and I don't think I've laughed more in one day, like as far as movies go, than that double feature. I love Pineapple Express. I think James Franco's hilarious in it. Hot Tub Time Machine. I'll be honest, I saw this movie at the theater one time. I liked it. I bought this, and then I haven't watched it yet. So, but I've seen it already. It's good. Yeah, it's weird, but it's pretty funny. Donnie Brasco. This movie's really good. Johnny Depp, Al Pacino, gangster movie from the 90s. Before Johnny Depp became terrible, when he was still a good actor, this is one of the last times he didn't play like some character that had to have a crazy accent or painted white face. Really good if you want to see him actually act well. Robin Hood Men in Tights. Hilarious. This movie's hilarious. It still holds up. It's so like over the top. And this is one of those movies where everything's a joke. So they don't all hit, but a lot do. And when they do, it's like really funny. So I love Robin Hood Men in Tights. That's a Mel Brooks movie, so you know what you're getting with that. Nacho Libre. Man, I love Nacho Libre. I think it's so funny. This and Napoleon Dynamite, same director, Jared Hess, but I like this one better personally. I think Jack Black is just hilarious in it, so I love Nacho Libre. Funny people. This is a Judd Apatow movie. This is the movie he did after Knocked Up, and it's good. I mean, Adam Sandler actually is really good in it. It's not as funny as The 40-Year-Old Virgin or Knocked Up. It's a little more serious, but it's still pretty funny. But a lot of good performances in that. Eric Bana is hilarious in that. He plays like this maniac Australian guy. He's funny. Easy A, fantastic. This is like a high school teen comedy version of The Scarlet Letter. So I haven't seen that movie, but I have seen this one, and this is great. Emma Stone is terrific in it. I love Easy A. It makes me laugh every time. Steven Spielberg, Catch Me If You Can. Yeah, Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio, two of the best actors, two of my favorites in one movie together. I love this movie. It's really good. Another Tom Hanks movie, Big. Oh, I love Big. I have seen Big a number of times. I watched it on the plane last time when I was flying up to New York, and I love it. I love it every time. It's so good. Once Upon a Time in Mexico. This is a Robert Rodriguez movie, and I'm a huge fan of Robert Rodriguez. This is a sequel to Desperado. So if you've seen Desperado and you haven't seen this, do it, because this movie is actually really good as well. Not as good, but still really good. Next is Haywire. So this is an action movie directed by Steven Soderbergh, who's not known for action movies, but the actual hand-to-hand fights are actually really good in it. Gina Carano, Michael Fassbender, Channing Tatum, Antonio Banderas, Michael Douglas, Ewan McGregor, Bill Paxton. What a cast. I mean, you know, it's actually a really good cast. Pretty solid movie if you haven't seen that one. I Love You Man. Hilarious. One of the funniest movies, I think, from, really the 2000s. Like, this came out in 2009. So, from that decade, this is one of the best. I love You Man. And me and my family members and some of my friends, we quote it all the time. I Love You, Beth Cooper. I got this at Movie Stop for 75 cents when they were going out of business. It's okay. Hayden Panettiere, she used to be a thing, and she's in this. The movie's cute. It's fine. It kind of fits in with that high school comedy, type movie. But personal favorite, Heavyweights. I've seen this movie so many times. I love it. Ben Stiller is so funny in this. I love Heavyweights. It's great. This and Camp Nowhere, I used to watch like back to back all the time. They're both at summer camps. That's the only link, but I like them both. Okay, Steven Spielberg's Lincoln. Now, this movie's really long, and a lot of people think it was boring. I won't argue. It's definitely a talky movie, but Daniel Day-Lewis is so good in this. It's definitely worth watching just for his performance. He won the Oscar, I think, for Best Actor that year, and he's terrific. Bring It On. I love Bring It On. This is one of my movies that I have, I feel like it's like Clueless and this one and a couple others that are like, probably not for me, but they are for me because I love them and they're hilarious. So Bring It On. I watched that not that long ago and it's still funny to me. Role Models. I like Role Models. It's kind of underrated. Paul Rudd movie. Whenever people talk about Paul Rudd, they never really bring up Role Models, but I like it. I think it's really funny. Next we have There's Something About Mary. Classic. Late 90s movie. Ben Stiller, Cameron Diaz, Matt Dillon, Farrelly Brothers. Before they turned really trash. This was like one of their better movies. I really like that one. Looper. Now, Looper is, I want to say it's underrated because I don't hear a lot of people talk about it that much, but it's a sci-fi movie. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Bruce Willis, Emily Blunt, and it has to do with time travel. It's a little tricky, but it's so good. It's got like some good action scenes, a great story. I really love that movie. And Mrs. Doubtfire. So Mrs. Doubtfire is one of those movies. I reviewed this not that long ago, and I got a little bit of flack because I didn't grow up watching this movie, and I liked it. I thought it was good, but because I didn't love it, some people got mad at me, and they're like, "No, you're wrong. It's amazing." And I said, "Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's good. I do like it, and Robin Williams is great in it, and Sally Field's great in it, but I don't know. I didn't grow up watching it, so I don't have that attachment to it, but it's very good." All right, next I have a set of movies that have like kind of big cases, but these are not box sets or anything, except this is kind of a box set. So this is a ridiculous case for the movie Wanted. Now, I like it. It has this bullet like shooting into the plastic, which is cool, but I'll take it out and show you. So it has the fabric. You may not be able to see it, but it has like in the movie, they have the fabric with the numbers on it, and this has that like look to it. And then you open it up, and it has a bullseye with a bullet holding the disc. I'm not going to take everything out, but underneath here, there's a bunch of stuff. There's like a booklet and like lithographs and like all these photos and stuff. Like, it's a really cool set. It's also really extra for the movie Wanted, but it was the same price as the regular like standard Blu-ray. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get it. But yeah, I like that movie. I like the set. It's so big. Christopher Robin. This was the Target exclusive version. It was cute. I liked it. Take that off. There you see Winnie the Pooh or Pooh Bear, and then you got Tigger. I'm not going to take it all the way out, but I liked Christopher Robin. I thought it was solid. Yeah, and then, okay, now here's one of the movies I have that I don't even like. I don't even like this movie. Avatar. However, this box set, which is like 3 discs, I think. Yeah, 3 discs, 3 versions of the film, all this stuff. Like, the set is cool. Like, it looks cool. And the picture quality is great on this. Like, it's like reference quality as far as Blu-ray goes. But I got it because this set always like cost a lot of money. And when I bought it, it was like cheap. So I just bought it. I will watch it one day because I'm going to have to review it at some point, like a review. But I'm just not a fan of Avatar. And I don't even think it's overrated because I don't even know a lot of people who love it like that. It just made a bajillion dollars and people wouldn't shut up about it, but it's just not that good. Gone Girl. This is a David Fincher movie. I love David Fincher. He's one of my favorite directors. This is pretty cool. It comes with this is the movie, and then it actually comes with the book of The Amazing Amy, which is, if you've seen the movie, these are the stories that the wife writes within the movie. So they actually put a book in there. So that's a pretty cool set. That's a really good flick. A couple more Fincher movies. This is The Social Network. So this came in a kit. Oh no, this way. Social Network. The actual movie's in here. I'm not crazy about some of these packages because they get like nicked up pretty easy because they're just like paper. But yeah, Social Network, great movie. And then The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, another great movie. How does this one come out? Let's see. This one comes out this way. One thing I like about this is the discs actually have writing on it. They look like burned CDs because it's like about hackers and stuff. So they like wrote it with a marker. I think that's pretty cool, but I really enjoyed this movie. And now a couple of 4Ks. E.T. So one of the best Spielberg movies. This is like a cool case with the little hologram. Take it out. It has the regular 4K case and then like a little booklet inside. But yeah, that's E.T. and E.T. Phone Home on the back. Classic. 2001: A Space Odyssey. Same thing. Has a book. Has the regular case. This movie, I reviewed it on the podcast and then I rewatched it at home. And both times I felt the same way. Like, I respect it more than I enjoy it. I don't find it an enjoyable like experience to watch. But also, like, when you're watching, you're like, wow, this is visually way ahead of its time. A lot of that stuff, but like as a movie, I don't find it tremendously entertaining. I don't know. Or I don't know. I just don't love it. Okay, last 2. I have Onward. This is also the Target exclusive version. You open it up. It has like a book here. The case is here. I liked Onward. I thought it was really good. And yeah, it's solid. It's B-tier Pixar, but B-tier Pixar is still really good. And then last of these big kind of cases, I have Apocalypse Now. So this is a 6 discs I think 2 of them are 4K discs. No, 1 of them is a 4K disc. The rest of them are Blu-ray discs. And you have every version of the movie. So you have the Final Cut, you have Apocalypse Now Redux, and then you have the regular Apocalypse Now, and Hearts of Darkness, which is the documentary about the making of Apocalypse Now. So this is like a really cool set. Right when it came out, I pre-ordered it and got it. I love the case on it. You got Martin Sheen and then Marlon Brando in the water. So that's a really cool set. One day maybe I'll watch all those discs. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Of course, if you can, just give us a subscribe at the bottom, and don't forget to like the video as well. And we have one more video coming up with the last bit of my regular Blu Ray collection before we get to the steelbooks behind me. So keep an eye out for that, and we'll see you next time.
The Nate in Nate books. Nate.